my channel. So today I'm doing like a silvery taupe smoky eye, and I thought this would be perfect for New Year's Eve. I just absolutely love the color on the lid. I love the way it turned out. Usually I'm one who strays toward like gold eyeshadow, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone and try something a little bit different, and I absolutely love the way that it turned out. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out so we can stay connected and you can catch my next video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up, as that always helps. Otherwise, if you guys want to see how I get this like wintry, I don't know, holiday festive makeup look, just keep on watching. Alright guys, so first off, I'm priming my eyes. I'm using the Essence I Love Stage Eye Base and just taking that to my entire lid. I blend that out with my finger and then I will set that with a little bit of translucent powder. And basically this will just help to lock in my shadows throughout the day and make sure they do not crease. And then I'm going into my Morphe 35O palette and I'm taking that light tan shade for my transition color. It's just a nice neutral shade and I'm dusting that into my crease using my Morphe E27 blending brush. And then I'm going to go into the next shade. It's just a little bit deeper than the first one, and I'm just starting to basically define my crease and bring some more depth and dimension. So just deepening things up a little bit. You just want to build on the colors, and it's just going to bring a lot more depth to the eyes. And then I'm going to go into the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Favorites Palette, and I'm taking these two cranberry shades and mixing them together and really starting to define that outer crease. And I apologize, I am kind of out of the frame right here and it's a little bit blurry and out of focus, but you get the point. Basically, you just want to darken that outer corner and start dusting that up into the crease. And I know the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette was limited edition, but you can buy all of those shadows as single shadows from Morphe. I'm using the shades number 24 and number 71, and Morphe is so affordable. They're like $2 a piece for the single shadows. And then going on to the lids, I'm going in with my Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue. Basically, anytime I go in with a shimmery shadow to my lids, I like to use the glitter glue first to help it stay in place. And I'm going in with the Nars Dual Intensity eyeshadow in the shade Himalia. It's just basically like a beautiful taupe shade. And then I'm going into the Urban Decay electric palette, and I'm taking that shade called Revolt, which is basically just like a shimmery silver shadow, and I'm packing it on top just for a lot more dimension and to give it a little bit more of that silvery vibe. And I believe I also wet my brush with Fix Plus, and I just packed that on top, and I kind of went back and forth between the taupe shadow and the silver shadow until I got the shade that I wanted. And then I go back in and just blend out those edges. I go back and forth between the cranberry shadow and the lid shade just to make sure there's a nice smooth transition. And I did my wing liner off camera. I'm using my Kat Von D tattoo liner, and as you can see, I am long overdue for a new one. But now going on to the face, I'm going into my Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I take that to my entire face, and then I go in with my Lancome Le Base Pore Eraser, mostly just to my T-zone where I get larger pores, and I really just press that into the skin. This is just going to help give me a lot smoother canvas and to hide my large pores. And then I'm going in with the Melanie Mills Gleam Body Radiance. This is in the shade Rose Gold. And you can use this all over your body and also on the face. And I like to use this for some like glow and radiance under my foundation. I think it just looks so beautiful. And then I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. I'm in the shade 5.0 and just basically putting that all over my face and then blend that out with a damp beauty blender. And I do take a little bit of my foundation down my neck as well, just to make sure everything is nice and blended and even, just because the foundation shade is a little bit too dark for me at the moment, but I can make it work once I use my concealer and bronzer and everything. So now I am concealing the under eye area and highlighting throughout the high points of my face. I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I mix two shades together because the one that I need is always sold out. So I think I'm using light neutral first, and then I go in with medium just on the under eye area, just so it's not like super bright on the under eyes, but I do like a highlighted face, so I take that down the bridge of the nose, the center of the forehead, the center of my chin and cupid's bow, and then I go in with my RCMA No Color Translucent Powder, and I place that under my eyes just to set everything in place, and I leave a little bit of that excess powder there. I guess you can say I'm kind of baking it away. I don't like to use too much powder as I feel like it dries out my under eyes. And then I'm going in with my Makeup Forever HD translucent powder, and I like to set the rest of my face using a powder puff and just press that into my skin. And then I'll go in with a little e.l.f. blush brush and just dust away any of that excess powder just to make sure everything is nice and seamless. And now moving on to bronzer, I'm going in with Benefit Hoola Bronzer. This has become one of my favorite bronzers at the moment. I absolutely love it. It's not like too cool toned or not too orange. It's just like the perfect color. So I'm just going in with a big brush. This is from Morphe. It's my absolute favorite brush to bronze the face, and I always forget the number, so I'll list it down below in the description bar if you guys are interested. But basically just bronzing up the cheekbones, perimeter of the forehead, chin, down the sides of the nose, and anywhere you want the sun to look like it kissed you. And then going back to the eyes, basically I use the same colors that I used on the crease. I'm first going in with that light tan transition shade, and I just put a light dust of that all on my lower lash line, and then I'll go in with the next shade that was just a little bit deeper, and same thing, just dusting that on the lower lash line using a pencil brush. And I can't help but make like the most funny faces when I do this. And then I go in with like that mix of cranberry tones, and I'm getting that real up close to the lash line using a flat definer brush, just to give the eyes some dimension and really define everything. And then I'm going to go in with this illuminator from Anastasia. This is in the shade Starlight. It's just like a beautiful white gold, and I'm taking that for my tear duct highlight. I'll first put it on dry, and then I wet my brush just to give it a little pop. And then for lashes, I'm using the Flutter Lashes and Makeup Shayla collaboration. These are Eye Slay lashes, and I have been loving these because they are so lightweight, but like spiky and wispy at the same time. They're so nice. And for brows, I'm using my Wonder Brow. This is a brow gel in the shade Black Brown, and I've been really enjoying this. I like how it defines my brows, but it's not like too dark of a color. It doesn't make them look too bold. So I've been really enjoying this. So just filling in my brows as I normally would. And I do plan to have an updated brow tutorial up for you guys soon, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. And then I'm going in, this is actually a stick eyeshadow from Laura Mercier, and I don't recall the color, but it's like a plum shade. And I'm using that in my waterline, and then I will go in and smudge it out with a pencil brush and just kind of drag it down into the lower lash line. I'll list the color down below. Like I said, I don't remember the shade, but it's like this gorgeous plum shade, and I think it's so stunning. And then I'm going in with my Tarteist Lash Paint Mascara and just taking that to my bottom lashes, putting on a couple coats, and then I also put a quick coat on my lashes just to blend them in with my falsies. And then taking those two cream shades for my brow bone highlight. This is from the Morphe 35O palette. And then I go back in and just blend out those edges to make sure everything is nice and seamless and everything is blended out. Make sure there's no harsh lines. And then going back to the face, I'm taking that same highlighter from Anastasia in the shade Starlight, and I'm using my Morphe 501 brush just to highlight the tops of my cheekbones. I'll highlight the cupid's bow, the center of my chin. I like to take a little bit to the tip of the nose and bridge of the nose. And I love this highlighter. It's like a nice white gold, and I think it's perfect for winter time, especially when I'm a little more fair. And then for blush, I'm going in with the Tarte Blush Wheel that came out for the holidays. I'm mixing these two shades together just to get that perfect like rosy, peachy blush. So just taking that to the apples of my cheeks. And I like to go a little bit intense with my blush at first. And then I always go back in with a stippling brush just to soften the edges and really blend everything out. I feel like it gives it a lot more of like an airbrushed effect. So I always do this. I go over my highlight and blush and just blend everything together and make sure everything is just very soft. And then I'm going to go in with my Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Setting Spray and just spritz my face and lock in all of those powders, make sure everything is set for the day. And then for lips, I'm going in with the Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Candy K. And I'm just going to quickly line my lips. I decided to stick with a nude lip for this look. I just thought that it was perfect for New Year's. So I'm going in with the Jouer Cosmetics lip cream in the shade Creme Brulee. And it's just the perfect peachy nude shade. I absolutely love this color. You can go with a gloss on top of it if you like, but I decided to keep it matte. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching as always. I hope you guys have a happy and safe new year. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. And hit that subscribe button if you aren't already. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.